Well, hello there, Aquarius. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing a very exciting reading. This is a special reading celebrating the Lionsgate portal that happens on August 8th, next week. In fact, it's called the 8/8 portal. And the reason is because this is a very special time where a portal opens. You can think of it that way, that the veil is so thin that we can much more easily receive downloads and information, glimpses of our destiny during this time. And it helps to provide us with that inspiration to take action towards what it is that we truly desire. It's almost like a moment, you could have, and we're going to talk about that in the reading, to have a moment, an epiphany, a revelation about who you are, why you are here, and what you are meant to do. And so we'll take a look at that. Now, I truly recommend that you watch not just your sun sign, but your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. And the reason is that this activation is actually going to take place in your rising sign, in that house. And so we'll take a look at that, because one of the things is that is the area of your life where you're going to have the most activation about what your purpose is, of what your destiny is while you're here on earth. And then, of course, your sun sign is about your ego, how your ego may be trying to hold you back from taking action towards your destiny. It's just trying to keep you safe. But we'll take a look at that. And then, of course, your moon sign is about your emotional inner self, how you can use your emotions to fuel yourself, to give yourself that burst of inspiration to take action on your destiny. So let's go ahead and get started. We're first going to start with the overall energy for this Lionsgate portal. We'll take a look at that, and then we're going to take a look at the house where your revelation will occur, and then also how your ego may keep you safe, and then how your emotions can help fuel you forward. So let's take a look first at your overall energy. Buffalo Spirit, the abundant universe will provide. Wow, beautiful, infinite abundance. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Aquarius, it's just like this sense of abundance is coming in. Now, one of the things I didn't mention is that this is actually being activated in your 7th house of marriage partners, business partners, or any contracts that you might have with others. So this could include, people like agents, lawyers, financial advisors, even coaches, anybody that you have a contract with. And so I feel as if what you're going to be doing is being activated in that area. This revelation, epiphany, this inspiration, this burst of inspiration may actually come through one of those people that you have a partnership with. It could also be that you may have some type of revelation about how one of those people that you have a contract with is actually holding you back from what it is that you really are meant to do. So that could be, let's say it's a lawyer that really always wants to keep you super safe and won't let you take any risks, or a financial advisor that never wants you to take a risk, right? And what your understanding is that person and their advice might actually be holding you back from taking action on something that you yourself know is a good, risk for you to take, that you're willing to take it, right? So it's kind of interesting how I'm getting that message that you may get some revelation about how one partner could help you move forward, and another partner or some type of contracted person in your life could be holding you back from what your destiny is. Really interesting. Okay, so let's go to the tarot for more details about all of this, about what could be holding you back, and the emotions that you can use to fuel your energy. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. It really does help to get my message out to more people, and I really do appreciate all of your support. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Okay, this is really interesting because I feel like part of your revelation or your epiphany, okay, is truly coming in imagining, okay, how if you go in a different direction than you've been going in. It's about, Aquarius, this is very much your energy of expanding your horizons. There's an energy of, you could see that some people in your life are truly holding you back. You could have been using some of these people, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but you could be using like a coach, or you could be having, somebody that is guiding you in some way, and you could have used them in order to transform part of your life. So say for instance, you had, let's say you had a nutritional coach, okay, and you were really trying to become healthier, and now, you've truly transformed yourself. You've changed your eating habits, perhaps you've lost some weight, you're feeling healthier, you're feeling more energetic and everything. But perhaps this person also holds you back from trying new foods or from traveling or something like that, because they're always talking about the nutrition, right? And what you're understanding is that this may be putting a little bit of a barrier between you and what it is that you really and truly are destined to do. Perhaps you're destined to travel the world, but that might mean you may have to eat foods that are not on this eating plan that this coach has recommended. It doesn't mean that all coaches or all nutritionists will not be good for you, right? It's just understanding how the thinking pattern of somebody in your life that has helped you on your path in the past has gotten you to this point, but their advice is now hindering you from moving forward. So it's this energy of wanting to expand your horizons. Now, for some of you, it could even be like a marriage partner, understanding that, okay, we've spent some time together, right? You could have gotten to the point where you raised a family together, and now that the house is empty, you have the empty nest. Understanding, okay, if the marriage cannot grow, okay, because I feel like you're wanting to expand in some way. If it cannot grow, then you're recognizing, okay, maybe this marriage or this contract has expired, or maybe we need to transform this marriage into something a little bit different than what it always has been. It's really an interesting energy of understanding that you have, yes, there's something about you've been holding yourself back, and perhaps because it could be even with your finances, holding yourself back, being really super responsible with your money. And that's, a nice thing. But you're also understanding that by being super responsible, you're holding yourself back from something that your heart truly desires, something that you are destined to experience while you are on earth. So it's almost like you're denying your heart what your heart truly wants. It's kind of interesting. For some of you, you may want to expand and start your own business, something like that. But perhaps you're financial advisor or the person you're married to is like, well, that's kind of risky, and you're like, but this is something I truly want to experience. In other words, you yourself during this Lionsgate portal may be very willing to take the risk, right? And yet at the same time, look at this. I feel like, this is knowing within yourself that this is your destiny. For some of you, it could be even like traveling, wanting to travel the world or experience new cultures. I really am getting that energy. You're wanting to expand your horizons, go towards things that really and truly warm your heart. And it's knowing that, you may have to end something that at one time was super happy. You may have to end something, okay, in order to kind of step into a new chapter of your life. I think for some of you, this is kind of an energy of stepping into a new chapter of your life. Okay, now let's take a look at how your ego may come into play. Remember, your ego is going to try to keep you safe. Your ego doesn't want you to go in a new direction. Your ego wants you to stay where you are. It likes to have you boxed in. Now, you are thinking abundance, right? You have this abundant idea, you are thinking big at this time, but your ego is going to try to bring in information, right? Or take information, perceive information, okay? That this is too risky. Yes, it's this energy of this isn't the right time. Your ego may say this isn't the right time. You have to wait for the right time. But here's the thing. I think, Aquarius, you have been saying that your whole entire life, right? Behind a mask. You have been saying, maybe behind closed doors, maybe you haven't even shared it with anybody, what your true desire is, what your destiny is, something that you really wanted to experience. You may not have even shared it with anybody else. But even so, it's kind of like you have told yourself your whole life, well, when the time is right. So maybe, maybe your children have left the nest, right? And you always were like, when they were younger, you were always like, well, when the kids are gone, I'm going to start my own business. Or when the kids are gone, I'm going to travel the world. It could be something like that, where you've always felt like, oh, the time is never right. And then maybe even the children left the nest. Maybe they left the nest 5 years ago, 10 years ago, right? And then you're like, well, I know, but now they're getting married and having grandchildren. So now I have something new I have to do with the family, right? This is this energy of, wait a minute. If I always wait for the exact right time for this to occur, right? It could be your financial advisor says, well, when you have so-and-so amount of money in the bank, right, then you can take this trip. It's kind of like, okay, I could wait forever and I may never have the right opportune time. So this is a beautiful energy of understanding maybe the stars are aligning for you. Maybe it is time to take a look at what it is that you truly want, getting that glimpse of what your destiny is, and then saying, you know what, I'm going to go in the direction of my heart. Now, it doesn't mean that you take on, risk. You want to make sure that you are kind of keeping a little bit with your Queen of Pentacles. You don't want to put yourself in any major risk. But this is the energy of understanding that sometimes my daughter once, she sold everything she owned. She bought a van and she traveled the country, right? And she was just like, she came home and one of the things is, wow, that really cost me a lot of money. And, my response was, well, first of all, you're young enough, you can make it up. But the other thing is that that's an experience that you could never have any other time of your life, or at least for a while. And now she's married and has a baby. That would be something that would be a lot more difficult to do now. And she really is so grateful that she took the risk. This is that type of energy of understanding that the time is never going to be right. So it's about time to just jump in there. Yes. And then look at this, it's always been, I feel like you've always tried to make other people happy, other people safe with this Queen of Pentacles energy. This is home and hearth. But the flip side of the Queen of Pentacles, right, is that she puts a lot of effort into her family. But sometimes she loses herself because of it. This is an energy of understanding. I'm getting kind of excited for you. Is that you've done a really good job of perhaps raising your family, of getting to this point, this financial security, stability. You've done a really good job. Now it is time for you to do something for yourself. And that is exactly what this Page of Cups is. It's about understanding, I'm doing this for me. And maybe this has something to do with buying a car that you've always wanted, but you always felt like it was a little frivolous or whatever this is. It's really just an energy of, you know what, this is something I know I am meant to experience while I am here on earth. Okay, now let's take a look at your emotions and how they can maybe help fuel you towards getting, going towards what it is that you're wanting. Yes, you have the Three of Swords. Okay, I'm coming back to this, okay? I feel like for some of you, there's been a huge disappointment somewhere in your family sector. It could be in a marriage. It could be in a business partnership, because this is your 7th house of partnerships. There's been some disappointment. Things have not worked out the way that you wanted them to, and it's kind of like recognizing that you put so much time and energy into this partnership or into this family contract, whatever this is. And you're disappointed because you didn't really get out of it what you thought you would get out of it if you put this much time and energy into it. You're also recognizing perhaps a little bit, there's this sadness, there's a little bit of sadness here that, you've lost yourself somewhere along the way. You lost perhaps part of your identity because you identified yourself as either a parent or a business partner, something like that. This is your identity, right? You kind of put your all your eggs in this basket, and yet at the same time, this is not exactly in alignment with what your destiny is. There's something you're meant to do. It's not that this was the wrong path. It was not the wrong path. This was the right path for you, but there's something that this path did not allow you to do. And that is where you are stepping out of this role a little bit as the Queen of Pentacles. You're understanding this Queen of Pentacles role didn't bring me everything that I want. Doesn't mean that you're throwing away the Queen of Pentacles energy completely. It's just like, I can't get everything that my heart truly desires when I stay in this energy all the time. And this is my identity instead of my identity as who I truly am and what I am destined to do. And look at this. You have poised and you have friends and colleagues, okay? I think that whether you realize it or not, you do have people around you that will support you in doing this. I feel like you may in the past have felt like your family, your friends, perhaps business partners, perhaps coaches, somebody hasn't completely supported you in what it is that you truly want. And that is actually a blessing in disguise because it has helped you to build your own courage, to not totally rely on other people, to not totally rely on their support, of understanding, wait a minute, this is my life and I get to decide what experiences I would like. And there's something that you have been wanting to do that you just haven't done yet. So yes, oh my goodness, understanding that you have kind of held yourself back, with the Lovers and the Page of Pentacles. Once again, I'm going to say it's a little bit about being held back because of your identity, perhaps as a family person, right? And gender doesn't matter with the Queen of Pentacles. It's just kind of like that energy of being very dedicated, perhaps to your family. This could be even your extended family. It could be even your work family. And understanding that that has held you back a little bit. And stepping into the energy of knowing that you are truly poised to go in the direction that you would like to go in, to have the experience that your heart is truly desiring. So I feel like you're going to get this download during this Lionsgate portal about, okay, wait a minute, this is really what I am meant to do, and I really want to go in that direction. And it could come in from one of your coaches or your financial advisors or something. Your financial advisor might actually say, hey, Aquarius, you have the money that you need to go on this trip, that you've always wanted to go on, or start that business you've always wanted to start. And you're like, whoa, wait a minute, what? I do? And it is then understanding that this is the divine time to take action on what it is that your heart desires, because The abundance is flowing to you. All right, Aquarius, I'm going to leave it there. I do personal readings. In fact, I have a special Lionsgate reading available if you're interested. The link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a personal reading for you. And I hope to see you again really soon. Much love and light to you. Bye for now.